Greetings. R. Frederick Riddle here with another episode of Christian News and Views. This is episode 180, and to this is Friday Recap. So let's get started. On Monday, uh, in watching the news, I came to the conclusion that the president was allowing himself to be drawn into a can't win debate. He claims that the attack on Iran was totally successful, while his detractors keep harping on perceived failings. What was my opinion on that? Well, it's basically the same opinion now as it was then. I think the pro-Trump people are missing the point, as are those who are anti-Trump. It doesn't matter whether the facilities were totally destroyed or not, nor does it matter the timetable to when Iran can resume their attacks. As I recall, the world was on the edge of seeing Iran deliver an overwhelming nuclear attack upon Israel and perhaps the United States itself. The United States had to do something. They had to stop it. In war, there is the time needed to plan, provide, and project your military response. In World War II, the atomic bombing of Japan took years of research, practicing, and finally attacking. Yes, the speed had to be upscaled, but it took time. What this bombing of Iranian nuclear missile sites accomplished was the unqualified success of stopping the attack. They did their job. On Tuesday, we talked about the big, beautiful bill, and I have an update. The bill was passed by the House, first the Senate, and then the House, and now has gone to the president for him to sign into law. So here was my opinion at the time, and I haven't had any reason to change it as of this time. This bill is designed to cut taxes, thereby energizing the economy and reducing wasteful spending. Once it becomes law, it will have an impact on state as well as national expenditures. States, such as Florida, where I live, are taking measures to be prepared for this. Some have cut expenditures so that they will have funds available if needed. Some are cutting back on new spending or their own budget plans. I am not an economist, but I see that states are already trying to adjust their state budgets to account for shortfalls. It would appear that Trump's drive to slim the economy down to a more manageable level is going to help governors and state legislators to slim their own budgets. Nothing like having something hanging over your head to motivate you. Long term, I see it as needful to return our country and states to having stronger state economies. The short term may see certain difficulties, but if successful, it will be worth it all. On Wednesday, I reported on this. We have all been watching the news, hoping to get an idea of just what happened. As is common with liberal television, you have to listen between the lines to get the truth. Now people are claiming that a top secret assessment somehow made its way into the hands of CNN, and it says only limited damage was done. Remember I talked about missing the point earlier? Well, I fail to believe that our security is that weak. Top secret information is within hours in the hands of CNN. I know there are leaks. There are always leaks. Some of them I think are planned leaks to find out how the public's going to respond to some things. But that's another story. For this kind of leak to happen to get to the CNN, I just don't see it happening. As an author, I would call this a great piece of fiction. Let's remember, these were not ordinary bombs. These were bunker busting bombs. So, for my opinion, I told a fictional account of the bombing, and I'm not going to get into that. Just want to remind you what I said before. They're missing the point. The bombs did their job. They stopped Iran in their tracks. However long it takes them to get back into it is another story, another decisions that's going to have to be made. This is a war that began back in the Old Testament days and is going to continue to go on until Christ himself returns. In the meantime, you will have different little skirmishes, if you want to call them that. They're a little bit more than skirmishes because people would actually die in them. But comparatively speaking, they're a skirmish. And we can win and lose those. And that's what Trump is trying to do right now, is trying to win one of those skirmishes, bring about at least a temporary peace. He can't bring about a permanent peace. No man can. No man, no woman, nobody. Only Christ. So now we moved on to Thursday and we have Bible talk. We had a brief adventure in Revelation, very brief. So now we return to when and where it all began. I went back all the way back to Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God. You and I live within time. God created time when he created earth. There is a lot of speculation of when creation took place. And the best explanation I have ever heard was in the year 4004 BC, which, if you do the math, makes Earth 4004 plus 2025 equals 6,029 years old. Many modern scientists laugh and say there is not enough time to accomplish everything that supposedly took place. Well, this brings us to the crux of today's discussion, or that day anyhow. Which makes more sense, the Bible or the science book? Let's see. Which book has a better track record? Well, in the early days of scientists had all manner of explanations about Earth. In one, they had Earth sitting on a turtle's back. Other theories had Earth as a square box. Still, others saw it as a flat surface and you could fall off the edge. But the Bible called the Earth a circle. Now, I read of one person who claimed the Earth is not a circle, but oblong or some other shape. But when you go see Earth from outer space, and we can do that nowadays, it sure looks like a circle to me. Now, get this. The time the Bible used circle of the earth was approximately the same time scientists had the earth being carried on a turtle's back. But let's get back to time. According to Genesis 1:1, God existed before there was time. To create something, you must first exist. So God existed before time. You might want to watch the entire episode in its entirety, but here is a simple fact. God has always existed. He created time, and then he created the heavens and the earth and all that dwell therein. We live in time and therefore cannot know what was going on before time. It must be revealed to us through the written word. Hopefully you like this channel and like my take on things. I try to be as honest and upfront with you as possible. I try to keep my opinions isolated from fact. That don't like the way that sounds. Let's put it a different way. Keep a difference, a space between the two, so that when I am giving my opinion, you know it's my opinion. Not like modern journalism where they mix the two together and call it all fact. And so that is what this past week has been like. By the way, if you are not subscribing, down in right about here, I believe it is, you can have the opportunity to subscribe to my channel, TR Independent Books. And you can have access to all my episodes. I try to do three things in every episode I do. I try to inform you, encourage you, and to inspire you. That's my goal. Do I reach that goal? That's up to you. You're the judge. Can you comment on what I say? Can you disagree with what I say? And the answer to both of those are yes. I ask you to keep it civil, no name calling, no anger or anything like that. Just we can have a friendly conversation about the whole thing. And who knows, your disagreement may end up leading to a special, maybe a comment there, but also it could end up a special podcast. And I might even say, you were right and I was wrong. I can do that. In the meantime, I hope you have a great day. This is Friday, and this is July 4th. So have a great day. Enjoy this Independence Day. Remember, God gave you a great country. It's founded on the principles of God's word. And if we return to those principles and return to God, we can expect to truly be a great nation again. You have a great day.